Now we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing by powers of 10. Okay, so if you have the problem 5 and 13 hundredths multiplied by 10 to the second power. First of all, let's make sure we understand that this is the ones place. You have your decimal, you have your tenths place, and your hundredths place. And you're multiplying it by 10 to the second power. Now, earlier in our video, we talked about how the 10 is your base number, and the 2 is your exponent. It's telling you how many times you're multiplying 10 by itself. So 10 to the second power is really 10 times 10. Which is also 100. So we're going to take our 5 and 13 hundredths and multiply it by 10 to the second power, or 10 times 10, or 100, because they're all the same thing. When you multiply by powers of 10, you need to locate your decimal. So we know our decimal is right here, and we're going to move it the number of times that is our exponent. So in this problem, 10 to the second power, we're going to move it 2 times. When you multiply, you move your decimal to the right because your number's getting larger because you're multiplying it by 100, which is a larger number. So I'm going to move my decimal 1, 2. I've moved it 2 places. So now my number is 513. That would be multiplying by powers of 10. You can also divide by powers of 10. So if you have 71 and 6/10 and you're dividing it by 10 to the second power, again we have 71 and 6/10 divided by 10 to the second power. This 2 tells me that I'm multiplying 10 times 10, or I'm doing 100. So I'm doing 71 and 6/10 divided by 10 to the second power, divided by 10 times 10, or divided by 100. They're all the same problem. So I'm going to set it up similar with 71 and 6/10. I'm going to locate where my decimal is. Now when you multiply, you move your decimal to the right because your number's getting larger. But when you divide, your answer's getting smaller. You're moving it into a smaller number. So our decimal is moving to the left. So I'm locating my decimal. I'm moving it 2 times to the left. 1, 2. So now my new number is 716 thousandths. If you have just a whole number, like 343 times 10 to the second power, your decimal is at the end of your whole number. So this is the ones place, so I have a decimal hanging out right back there. He's not there because I don't have any decimals, but he's always there even if he's not showing up. He's hiding because there's no decimals in that number, but your decimal is always behind the ones place if there is no decimal in your number. So you would move it 1, 2 times, fill in your zeros, and you know that would be 34,300.